Okay guys, so today we're going to go over what's in my bag for wedding photography. Okay, so I do use a two-bag system. I keep a backpack and a main bag. The main bag is usually close by, but in the corner someplace, or locked in the car, or even locked in a separate room. The stuff that's in here is stuff I'll take out at the beginning of the day, like my cameras and some of the lenses, and they pretty much stay out of there the entire day. So I don't need to keep access in this big bag. The stuff that I'm going to need throughout the day, like my prime lenses, a few other pieces of gear, like my strobes, some batteries, SD cards, that's all going to be inside the backpack, fairly close to me somewhere throughout the day. Before I get into the bags, I do carry a tripod with me. This pretty much just stays in the car in case I need to do some kind of like sparkler picture at the end of the night, or some kind of low light situation where I need to drag my shutter speed a little lower. I don't want to see any motion in the image. I will break out the tripod, but for the most part, I don't use this at weddings unless it's some kind of night shot. On the top of the main bag, I do carry a light stand. This is a Manfrotto 5001B, if I can get it out. I use this for like the family formals at the church after the wedding. I'll put a speed light on here, or a strobe that I'll show you in a little bit. It's fairly tall. It's got a nice metal head on it. I put this on here so I can mount almost anything to it, and it's gonna be pretty sturdy. It's not gonna fall off. It's not like a cheap plastic hot shoe. So put that aside. Also inside this main bag is, not there, but inside here, I do carry a shoot-through umbrella if I need it. I don't always use that. I have a smaller softbox that I'll use on a speed light if I have to do like a headshot for a guy or something like that, or I want to have a smaller light source, but still fairly soft. I might use that. I've only used it a couple of times, but I do like it. It's kind of dirty right now, but. And then I do carry a bigger, I'll show you what this is. It's just a big reflector, but just the translucent part. I don't have the outer reflector part of it on there. I just use this in case there's like hot spots coming out of trees. I'll put it over top of my brides or my couples, whatever I got to do to get rid of the hot spots, because sometimes we shoot in the middle of the day. We don't have the option of really sometimes working with the light that's going to be in our favor. We have to really kind of work with what we got sometimes, and this can really help knock down some hot spots. So we'll just get rid of that for a second. So that's what's on the outside. So what's on the outside of this pack, my backpack, this is a Low Pro Protactic 350. I love this backpack. You can mount some stuff to the outside. And what I've done is I mounted my speed lights to the outside. This is my Nikon SB910s. I got two of these charged up, ready to go on the outside. One and two of them in there. I do have a gadget bag down below. This just has some gum in it, just some like charging stuff for my phone. No sense looking at that. I do carry a little pouch on the side here to carry a umbrella, which is not in there right now. It's actually in my car. I do have a water bottle holder on this side, but all this stuff is extra. I mounted this stuff to the outside. This backpack is perfect for that. What else is nice about this backpack is there's some access points on the side. You can access your gear from the side here, like my 85 right there, but I don't usually access it from that way. Access is from the back. Also an access point over here. On the top dome up here, I open that up, and I just have a few gadgets like a grid for a speed light. If I want to spot like a cake or some detail stuff with a speed light, I'll mount this on the speed light with this little attachment here. Put that back in there so it's close by. We'll dig back in the inside of this thing in just a second. So let's jump in the inside of this backpack. This is a Low Pro Roller X300. This is the same bag we use for all of our video crews that work here. I probably would not go with a bag quite this big, but I do commercial projects as well. I just need something to carry some extra gear. So everything that I use for my weddings is also part of my kit that I use for my commercial projects. So for weddings, I do shoot two camera bodies, and this is a Black Rapid dual strap shoulder harness that I've had for a long time. Probably need to replace it here pretty soon. Get a little wore down. Like I said, I'm a two camera shooter. I have two Nikon D750s. Once they come out of the bag, they really don't go back in the bag throughout the day. They stay with me. As far as lenses that are in this bag, I have a 70-200. Pretty much just use this for my ceremonies or commercial projects. headshots, things like that. I also have a 24-70. This usually will stay on my camera body most of the day, or at least one of them. I also have a macro lens for my detail stuff. I have a 35mm, which sometimes I'll switch out my 24-70 with this lens throughout the day. Let's see what else I got in here. I have some wireless gear, transmitters and receivers from external lighting, whether it's my speed lights or the strobe I'm going to show you in just a minute. But I have like 2 transmitters and 3 or 4 receivers all in here. They're everywhere. I also have a backup speed light in here. This is an older 900, not a 910. This one does overheat a little bit, but it's there if I need it. So I do have a third speed light if I need it. Flashlight, gotta have a flashlight. Pocket rocket, gotta have that. Some filters for the speed lights in case I want to match some lighting, although don't really care for these. If I'm going to match up my lighting, I have some gel sheets that I will do it myself. Now for my light source, for my family formals, you can use your speed lights, but I really like to use this Flashpoint 360. I forget the actual name, SL360N. I got off of Adorama. I've had it for a long time. I have a couple battery packs for it. The way it works, this thing mounts on top of the light stand. This battery pack mounts on the bottom light stand. I plug it in, plenty of power. I'll shoot 3 or 4 weddings off of one battery pack. I do have a second pack as well if I need it, but this thing just lasts forever. And then I have some different domes I'll use. This is for the, if I'm going to use my shoot-through umbrella, I mount this on here, the shoot-through umbrella, light up my families really well at the church. This thing works great. Now, if I'm going to use it for a commercial project, I may use it as a hair light, and I'll put a grid on this thing. So now I have a grid, this is on there, and it works pretty slick for my commercial stuff. Just put all that back in. I do carry a lot of extra little gadgets and sewing kits and, you know, just a bunch of crap in here I probably don't need to show you. It's just your basic stuff that most photographers carry. I do have another little filter kit, which is in here, little pieces of different colored filters. I do have my chargers in here, but I rarely need to get to my chargers because I carry enough battery power to shoot 3 weddings in a row. So I don't necessarily need to charge anything. I keep extra chargers at my studio so that I can just have enough battery power, like I said, to last me an entire weekend. We'll close that up. So let's get into the backpack. This is the pack that stays with me pretty much the entire day. I got a bunch of extra AA batteries in the lid here. I don't know if you can see that. You probably should be able to see that pretty well. Just have some extra duct tape in here, some gaffer's tape if I need it. The lenses that I carry with me throughout the day change. Sometimes I have 24-70 on one, then a macro on the other, then maybe I have a 24-70 and then a 85 for a while. And I also have like a fisheye lens I'll throw on there occasionally. So inside this bag I have extra little diffusers for my flash if I would happen to need them. I have my 85 in here, my 85mm. I have a 14mm prime. This is just a Rokinon. I do have the 24 or the 14-24 Nikon, but it's just big and heavy, so I use this thing instead. And then I do have a fisheye lens as well. It's a Sigma for Nikon, and this is for some fun party pictures at the reception. I carry 3 different packs of cards for my SD cards, 1 for each wedding. That way when I come back on Monday, sometimes I'll shoot 2 or 3 weddings on a weekend. I can bring these in, they're all numbered, 1, 2, and 3, match them up with the sheets for the weddings I just shot, and our editors can go to town on it. I do carry extra batteries for my D750s. These are just 2 batteries in here, 2 batteries in here. Usually that gets me throughout the entire weekend. I can typically shoot on maybe 2-3 batteries in a day. Sometimes I do bring in 1 extra set, which they're not in here right now, but sometimes I will bring in there's 2 batteries in each, and I'll carry 3 of these, not just 2. I'm not sure where the other one is right now. Inside here, I do carry an extra transmitter and receiver, just so I have a spare in here in case I want to do some kind of lit picture off camera, and I don't want to go back to my main bag. I can do that here with my transmitter and receiver. I still have access to some extra little pieces of lighting, grip gear. I'm going to mount this on a my tripod, my light stand. An extra little bracket here for a hot shoe bracket. I can mount this to a couple different things if I need to. I have a bracket I can mount 2 speed lights on 1 bracket. Of course, I got some medicine in here, just some Advil, Tylenol, and that's pretty much it. So I try to stay fairly light considering what I do. If I didn't shoot commercial projects, I probably would not carry as much gear as I do. I'd probably scale down even more. It may seem like a lot of equipment for some people. It may not seem like enough for others, but this is pretty much what I do on a wedding day. every weekend, this is my core setup. I do have some extra stuff in the car in case I need it. I even carry an extra camera body in the car if I need it. I'm not gonna tell you what kind of car I have. I don't want you to go steal all my stuff. But that's it. So hopefully you learned something here. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask me a question in the comments section. I will answer as best I can. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification button, and thanks for watching.